mortgage is far beyond our expectation.
He's the safest way of owning a house.
My mouth is full of appreciation to Federal Mortgage Bank.
The NHF Act of 1992 states that it is mandatory for every worker, particularly government workers, be it federal, state or local government, to contribute to the NHF scheme. Today, virtually all the states are already contributing to the scheme except for Oyo and Kano states. This notwithstanding, the FMBN is working tirelessly to see that other contributors in these states are not left out of participating in the scheme and benefiting the various products and services, while efforts are in top gear to have these two states rejoin the NHF scheme. On this episode, we will make a stop in the ancient city of Oyo State and take a look at how much the FMBN has done and is doing for its contributors in the state. Later on, we'll share the story of another happy NHF beneficiary from the FCT. This, alongside other regular segments, form the package tonight. My name is Zulaihat Belagubir, and the program is Everyone Deserves a Home. Welcome on board.
What is the name of my grandson?
Suleiman.
That's a good name. May the Almighty preserve him.
Amin.
Now that your family is growing, this is the time for you to start thinking of a house of your own.
Abba, the thought of this has always been on my mind. To build a house now, you need a lot of money, and that is what is holding me back.
Sonny, what you need is a mortgage. NHF mortgage loan. With NHF mortgage loan, you own a house upfront and pay gradually over a long period of time.
Abba, I will go to the FMBN office right away.
Come join us at FMBN and let's shelter Nigeria together.
Like we always do, the program will take off with issues making the news from and around the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. On the news, Dangiwa says FMBN is open to foreign direct investments, just as Gombe also seeks partnership with the FMBN on affordable housing.
The Managing Director, Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, Architect Ahmed Dangiwa, has said that the bank is open to foreign direct investments in exploring ways on how to meet the housing deficit in Nigeria. He made this known during a courtesy visit by investors from the United Kingdom, headed by the Great Palace Heritage Property recently. The Managing Director noted that the bank has earmarked areas where it can collaborate with the investors.
It is clear that local resources cannot tackle this funding challenge, especially now the situation was worsened further by the COVID-19 that put most of the world economy in serious jeopardy. So as the major stakeholder, one of the critical options we have to explore in the immediate long term is the foreign direct investment. That's why you have been invited. When we met in London, we said you can come over to Nigeria, and we are ready to show our readiness to explore a mutual beneficial relationship with you. Nigerian housing and mortgage sector is a huge ready-made market with huge housing deficit in the country and a population of over 80 million Nigerians. And the market potentials are enormous, as I said earlier. Through our presentations, we have identified areas where we can collaborate, to which we can now think of other ways of collaborations.
Also speaking, Executive Director, Finance and Corporate Services, Mr. Melville Ibu, stated that the focus of the bank remains on accountability, that the bank will create avenues for more meetings with the investors.
For us here in the executive management of this bank, we drive accountability to the extreme, because the money we use here is money from the people. They are meager 2.5%. So we don't have issues with, one, we push to collect, Two, we believe that the future of Federal Mortgage Bank is with private sector involvement. We've literally taken care of everybody who is in public sector, federal, state, and a large chunk of the local government. But their income is not so much. Now, we are set and we have started driving involvement of private sector people. They have much more money, and they are also in a hurry to get into affordable housing.
Speaking earlier, leader of the delegation, Mr. Kabiru Mohammed, said that the United Kingdom is exploring ways to invest in infrastructural development, especially in social housing. He noted that the partnership, which is focused on mass housing, will have a total integrated system.
UK is looking at coming to invest in infrastructural development, and the major aspect is the social housing program, which we're trying to replicate. And then we came with a consortium of the various investors from the finance, engineering, and the modular housing. And presently there's a technology which is the fastest and the easiest of construction, which furthermore the experts, they are going to be a further discussion.
Paper presentations were made to expatiate on the idea presented. In a similar development, the Gombe State Investment and Property Development Company recently paid a courtesy visit to the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria to seek ways to collaborate with the bank in providing affordable houses for its citizens. Managing Director, Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, Architect Ahmed Dengiwa, noted that the bank is open to collaborations with the company to devise strategies to address housing deficits in the state.
At FMBN, we'll continually thinking out of the box, at least to devise strategies towards addressing this housing deficit we have in the country. And then the development of cooperative housing development loan, which I told you is one product, individual construction loan is another product, and rent-to-own products are direct outcomes of our home ownership inclusion strategies. So I urge our organizations to take full advantage of this bank approach and products.
Executive Director, Business Development and Portfolio Management Umar Dankani, who also spoke, called on the management of the company to work on addressing its records with the bank.
Once first bar loan is closed, the second bar loan is activated to be now a functional loan, an active loan. Then I think nothing stops you subjectively. Nothing takes you away from further engagement.
Chairman, Gombe State Investment and Property Development Company Umar Wairanga, in his speech earlier, called for the FMBN to partner with the company as it strives to close its housing deficit.
So to seek avenues of collaboration between our two organizations. Gombe State Investment and Property Development Company was established with two major objectives. One, manage and build on the state legacy investment and assets. Two, drive social and economic development in Gombe State through a portfolio of viable commercial and residential properties. The Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria has been instrumental to the achievement of this second objective, as it has partnered with the state and provided debt capital for the construction of several housing estates in Gombe State.
Other speakers also assured the FMBN that the company will be proactive in addressing every negative issue with its accounts in the state.
All over the country, the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria is trying to make its presence felt by establishing projects to suit the various needs of its customers. Although Oyo State is yet to rejoin the NHS scheme, the bank did not leave out its current contributors from benefiting from its products and services. Stay with us as we assess the impact the FMBN has made in Oyo State.
Oyo State has a workforce of over 2 million people with the state government. Aside these numbers, others from the organized private sector also form part of the workforce in the state, together with self-employed persons in the informal sector. In 1999, Oyo State was one of the states that withdrew from contributing to the National Housing Fund. And although most of the states that left then have since returned to the scheme, Oyo State has not rejoined, but efforts are ongoing to remedy that situation.
The last attempt at getting them back fully in Oyo State resulted in the executive governor, signing a circular to the effect that interested workers in the state should return to the scheme. That is where we are. We are trying to convince them that it is a compulsory scheme and all state government workers are supposed to be back to the scheme.
Although Oyo State workers are not contributing to the scheme, some self-accounting organizations as well as private sector are contributing to the scheme.
The compliance has been good, particularly when we refer to the private sector. Many of them are the ones that are contributing for now, but we also have some self-accounting agencies, government agencies that have kidneys, state government agencies, like Oyo State Housing Corporation, Water Corporation, Oyo State Council for Control of AIDS, some quasi semi-autonomous organizations. They are contributing to the scheme.
As it is currently, well over 165,723 contributors have been registered into the National Housing Fund scheme in Oyo State, with over 1,200 self-employed contributors. Because the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria is interested to have its customers benefit from its various products and services, over 2 billion naira has so far been spent to develop different estates in different parts of the state for the already existing contributors. Some of them are Federal Housing Estate Ibapon, Ogbomosho, where 100 housing units have been completed. Ministerial Pilot Housing Scheme Phase 2, Pere Ibapon Road, Ogbomosho, where another 100 units have been developed and completed. Paysetters Garden Estate, Ajoda Newtown, Ibadan, where 200 units are being developed. NSCDC Staff Cooperative Housing Estate, Sereki Village, where 50 housing units are undergoing development, and the Ministerial Pilot Housing Scheme Phase 1, where another 100 housing units are being developed. Some of the beneficiaries of these houses are well settled in the comfort of their houses.
You know, one of the necessities of life, shelter, is paramount. And when shelter is out of your needs of life, then you've solved like 50% of what you need in life. So with this, we have this, rest of mind that I don't have the mind of one landlord running after me at the end of the year, because sometimes when you want to even pay to landlord, that time you might have one commitment or the other that you might commit the money to. But this one, it's a monthly repayment and you've already set aside a certain amount of money from your salary as repayment on a monthly basis. So at the end of the year, you don't have this huge amount of money.
Even to your own house, anything you spend there, whatever facility you put there for your own comfort, you are sure that it is your own. It's not like one day somebody comes and says, my son wants to use this house, so you have to pack out. So whatever you have spent on it, it's a loss for you. So it is very convenient, and then it doesn't even stop you from going to get your own house later if you want to build, but the convenience of you don't have a landlord disturbing you and all that is very, very comfortable.
Because not every NHF contributor is in need of a house, the FMBN is making its presence felt through the home renovation loan. This, like in other states, is doing a lot for NHF contributors. Over 240 million naira has been disbursed to more than 350 beneficiaries under the home renovation loan. Some of these beneficiaries have not used their loans for renovations only, but have used the funds to advance uncompleted building.
Before I got the loan, I had a place of my own, which of course is under development. So immediately I collected the loan, I did some plastering, then according to what I put BOQ with the purpose of that loan. So I used the loan. I did some plastering, then tiling of the, yes, that's how I use the loan. We used to obtain car loan from the government. Your interest is even lesser than the car loan. So it's as if one doesn't collect, you understand? I mean, the thing is so easy to pay back. So it's a very good innovation.
Yes, I achieved a lot. I started building my own house. So at least I use it to get it to some level, to a limited level now. The loan just came in at the accurate time for me, just for me to complete the house, and I'm just really happy. And I thank the federal government for this kind of scheme.
The Oyo State branch office is doing so much in the area of sensitization and mobilizations. Refunds is another area of impact, as the Oyo State office has refunded a total of 542,140,655 naira to over 4,377 beneficiaries in the state. The Federal Mortgage Bank is set to change the narrative in home ownership in the country and is not resting on its oars until every state government returns its staff to the NHF scheme. This is so that more Nigerians can be home owners through the mortgage option.
To improve transparency and accountability in managing the NHF funds, Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria has introduced *219#. *219# is a new way to know the status of your NHF contribution from anywhere. To use this service, dial *219#. Select 1 to update your contact detail. Press 2 to check your contribution status in any month up to the last 5 years. You can also use our mortgage calculator and bulletin board by selecting options 5 and 6 respectively. You can access other services by using direct shortcodes like *219*3# to retrieve your NHF number, *219*4*1# to check your last 5 transactions, and *219*4*2# to check your statement of account. No internet connection required, and it is available on all networks. *219#. Simpler, smarter, faster. Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. Everyone deserves a home.
Glad to have you back. Mrs. Hadiza Lekdun has been a contributor to the National Housing Fund scheme for quite some time, until last year when her friend encouraged her to apply for a house. The rest, they say, is history. Today, she shares her story with us. Stay tuned and be motivated by her story.
The payment process is quite flawless.
It was unbelievable because I didn't know that they have such a scheme existing in Nigeria.
Is it true that I will get the house? No, why not? You met all the requirements, so you'll get it.
The joy of ownership is wonderful.
Full-fledged estate, Kuje, is another one of the FMBN funded projects that has provided shelter to many Nigerians. Mrs. Hadiza Lekdun is one of the beneficiaries of the National Housing Fund in Kuje Area Council of the FCT.
I got the information from a colleague in the office, and she told me about it, that I should find out that she has gotten hers. So let me make a trial. I decided to go to the NHF office to find out about it, and they told me the procedure, how to go about it, how to pay the equity. Once you get the equity, you'll be able to acquire the house. So I took a step, and we were able to meet up with the equity.
After she applied for the house, it only took Mrs. Hadiza 3 months to get an allocation for her 3-bedroom bungalow. She attests to the reality of the NHF scheme.
The scheme is real. Because as I earlier told you, it took me like 3 months thereabout to be able to acquire it. And I would like to advise my fellow Nigerians out there to enroll into NHF, and it is real.
She says the quality of work done on her house was very good, and that was her attraction to the house.
The environment was cool, and we found out that the finishing touches of the house was also good. The roofing also caught our attraction. That was one of the things that made us come for the house.
For the happy mother of 3, being a homeowner is an exciting experience. Having a cordial relationship with her neighbors makes living in the estate a pleasant experience.
It's exciting. No landlord issues, no landlord bothering you every month. Your rent is due, and you waking up every day finding yourself in your own apartment is a cool thing.
Our question for the week is, how can one enroll into the National Housing Fund?
For a beginner, somebody that wants to enroll into the National Housing Fund scheme, the first port of call is the FMBN office. He approaches the FMBN office for a form that we call the NHF2. That is if he's a private person. But if the person or the people that wants to register, you understand, come from a formal organization, possibly from ministries, departments, or agencies of government, it is the employer that will first approach the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria and collect what we call the NHF1 form. That is employer registration form. 30 information are required: the name of the organization, if it is a private entity, the certificate of incorporation. We also need the address of the office, the telephone number, and other requirements are all stated in the NHF1 form. So after the employer might have filled the form, then the form is submitted back to the FMBN office. Then the FMBN office issues what we call NHF2 form, which will give every staff in that organization the opportunity to fill and register into the NHF scheme. There are also requirements in the NHF2 form: your name, your biodata, your next of kin, your account details are all required in that form. So each staff of that organization is expected to fill that form, and collectively these forms are submitted back, including your income too is stated, your monthly income. So when these forms are collected, they are returned back to the FMBN office. Then the FMBN office will work on those documents and will come out with what is supposed to be the monthly contribution, 2.5%, based on the income declared in that form. Then people will be given also what we call the NHF participation number, which is unique to you. So everybody will be entitled to NHF participation number, which you use throughout the period of career.
It's been a delight going through yet another interesting episode of the program with you. I'll be here again next week, same time, same station, with another exciting package. Before then, do well to stop at any of our branch offices nearest to you, or visit our website on www.fmbn.gov.ng. You'll find our various office addresses there. You can also send in your questions and comments via text only to the numbers currently displaying on your screens. Remember, everyone deserves a home, and you are no exception. Good night, and God bless Nigeria.